There you go. Hey, True Believers Englentine here with, of course, the real Dr. Venkman, except no substitutes. I'm having a hell of a time. My internet turned off. I've had a migraine all day today. And that's why I'm up now, because I fell asleep like at 5 o'clock in the evening and just kept going. I don't know. I thought, okay, what to talk about? There's not much. I look around, I don't see much in the comic book industry to talk about. The only thing is, you know, I've been reading new comics, and this is why I titled it what it did. I've read some awesome, or at least some fun independent comic books. Marvel stepped up in a couple of places. And granted, I did pick one up, a DC comic up I knew wasn't going to be great, but it turned out to be absolute suck.
Yeah.
And that was the spring break thing, the Superman special that was horrible. Tom Taylor, man. Tom Taylor needs to go. He is so bad.
Superman special. I mean, Mark Russell was on Superman with Josh Williams.
Mark Russell, that's it. Yeah, I don't care. Tom Taylor, Mark Russell, is the same guy in different bodies.
So I read that, the one shot. It really didn't really advance anything at all. Just like the Power Girl story at the high end, did nothing to do it. So I was like, you can skip those if you're actually. And what's great about it is actually if you just read the Superman and the action comics, you're golden. You really don't need to read anything else. You're not missing anything.
Oh, and James, he's bringing up the Superman outfit. I actually didn't think the first thing I saw it in was a meme where Superman's sitting at Payless. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. And I was like, and then I saw another one where like this is James Gunn's new suit. I thought, so are they kidding? Because I first saw it in a comedic meme before I saw the official announcement. So I didn't take that seriously.
So Zach told me apparently James Gunn posted on Instagram first. And I never saw anything posted on Twitter from him concerning it. So I mean, if he's officially releasing it, he's going to list it on Twitter and Instagram confirm it because he's known as a guy that shoots down rumors instantly.
Yeah,
and apparently DC.com or the official Twitter site did release it, and I thought, okay, I thought it's supposed to be a young Superman. Why is he wearing the Kingdom Come?
With the straight lines.
What is that crap? I mean, how is it that 50 years have gone by and the best Superman design costume was Christopher Reeves?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bright colors. The S was like the John Byrne S. I love it.
The swimming fish.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Let us see it. It's not horrible. I've seen worse. Let's see it in action before completely trashing it.
If that's if that's an official poster, why is he sitting down while Brainiac's attacking outside, putting his boots on?
Yeah, he's putting his boots on, in slow motion?
I don't know. It just looks like he's an old man. Oh, I got to put my boots on, lean over.
It's...
Oh, well.
At the very least, let him run into a phone booth and run out.
It's not a very dynamic, actual, poster. Not if it's an official movie poster, or it's something slapped together. Like, you guys want to see the costume? That's it right there.
Well, if you bring up the Christopher Reeve. The first posters were all teasers. Like it would be the symbol, and you will believe a man can fly. And then you get this awesome picture of Christopher Reeve, and he's kind of majestic, and he's pointing, and this is this is a hero. You see a hero in this. And mind you, at this point, I'm 8 years old. So that freaking poster works on an 8-year-old Englentine. Trust me on this one.
Works on a 52-year-old Englentine.
It does, really. the thing is and this is one thing that I think has been lost in Superman, even in Superman Returns, that even Superman 4 had. Superman needs to be inspiring. That is Superman's job. Superman you need to look at him and go, wow. And I think they've been trying to ground him. We need a Superman that can happen in reality. Superman can't happen in reality. So go freaking big, or as the kids never say these days, go home. I mean, seriously, it should have been, our first look should have been a brightly colored this is your Superman and he will save the world kind of thing. And it just wasn't. It just wasn't for me. Not, actually, but then again,
you know what?
Neither was Brendan Ruth. Neither was Henry Cavill. They just weren't, and neither was, for much as I love the TV show, neither was Smallville.
Give me a shot of Kent's desk with his name tag on the desk. You know, give me little teasers like that. Give me like the Kent farm, and then it shows Kent on the mailbox. You know,
a teaser post that would be an awesome teaser poster. It's just at the desk, and you have the placard on the desk, and it's got the Daily Planet sign, and it says Kent.
You don't have to show him. You just see a guy walking, you know, and you hear Kent, and that's it.
Yeah,
like a 30-second teaser.
There you go. Well, it is one of those things where you don't need a lot to sell it. I'm going to see this movie.
I honestly, I've seen most of the DC movies. The only one I haven't seen so far is Aquaman 2, and then, of course,
that's actually not bad. I was so surprised how Aquaman was received and how, of course, people were going off on it. But then again, I got to admit, I listened to Gary and the Blackhearts, Black Pills way too much. But the thing is when I saw Aquaman 2, I had a great freaking time with it. It is not as good as the first one. The first one I actually thought was a good movie. This one is entertaining, but it's not as sharp as the first one. I'm not
like avoiding the movie. You know, I'm treating it the same way I treated Miss Marvel when it came out. I was like, I forget it's out. I'm caught up with so much other things. So it's like, well, I'll get to it. I finally watched Miss Marvel because everybody hated it. I'm like, and usually there's a lot of people on the internet like they love to hate on something, so everybody copies everybody else.
Yeah, and well, it gets more views to talk about how much something sucks than it does. Yeah.
But honestly, like, you know, that's same with the Star Wars stuff. I'm not huge in either Aquaman. I mean, I'm not a huge Aquaman fan of comic books as it is, or cartoons or whatever properties. You know, like I grew up with him just having a freaking hook, you know, and
by the way, which was freaking badass. Yeah.
I know. But I mean, like, it's like Green Arrow. I'm not a fan of him really either. It's like Superman. It took me a while to become more of a fan of him. Start reading the books. Same with Flash. I was always Marvel. Marvel was my thing. Captain America, Spider-Man, Thor. Like, I thought those were kind of cool. But then in the same breath, I'll go watch the Batman 8 series. I'll go watch Superman 8 series. Just not like it doesn't really. I'm not drawn to trailers, and a lot of times I don't watch trailers because, to me, it's like, all right, that's all he's telling you is when the date's coming out. That's all I need to know. What day is it coming out? I don't want to see any trailers because a lot of times the shit they show in the trailers is not even in the movie.
Yeah, well, I've seen great trailers to bad movies. I've seen bad trailers to great movies. So I like. Yeah. Don't be overly informative. Just tell me when the movie's coming out. Show me a couple of scenes to get me excited about the film or something. But I do not trust trailers one way or the other. I don't think I've gotten excited. Like, oh, are you excited to see? Not really. I want to see certain movies, but I don't get excited to see them anymore. It's just, yeah, I've seen when I worked at the movie theater, you remember I was a projectionist, you know, and Supergirl's sister was gay. It was
what?
I've seen so many. I saw so many that it's like, okay, I notice. I know how to watch trailers. You know, if you watch an action movie, are you actually seeing action scenes from a lot of different sets, or do they look like they're in the same environment and you're only going to get one or two? You know, if you're seeing a drama, are they only showing the crying scenes? What's the, you know, what is it's? There are ways that certain ways that movies sell you. DC. Look, I'm a James Gunn fan. There's not a lot of James Gunn films I don't like. So, okay, let's see what he can do. I'm open to finding out what can happen here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello to Dalton. What's up?
Yeah, for me personally, when it came to like movies, like excited for it was like after I saw Pitch Black for the first time, I was excited for Riddick. Those are what got me really excited. I haven't been really excited for a movie since then, even with the trailers. You know, it's just kind of like it's okay, whatever.
I'm genuinely looking forward to Joker 2. That's the one I'm excited for this year.
Yeah, I want to see that too. A musical superhero film. I'm in.
Well, super villain film, but
okay, yeah. Point being is comic book movie. But the thing is, I've been saying, look, we've seen the comic book movie. Now let's take it into different genres. Comic books. Sometimes I get this wrong. Comic books aren't a medium, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're a style of a medium, so you can put them in different genres. Or comic book isn't a genre. You can put it in all sorts. It's a medium. Because you can have a horror movie comic book, you can have a romance comic book, you can have a heist movie, you can have all sorts of things. So Joker being a musical, bring it on. Let's see how they do it.
My only thing is I don't care for who they got playing Harley Quinn, but other than that, though, as far as like, I'm generally interested because what I've seen is it going to be like the same as the first one where he's all in his head, the musical, it's all in his head. Their romance and stuff.
Well, more that actually could be. I don't think the romance is going to be in his head, but the songs might be. But they did that with Chicago also. Chicago is a, hold on, let me finish the thought. Chicago is a musical where all the musical acts happen within the character's head. They're not actually, doing the singing and dancing as a narrative.
Yeah.
Go on ahead, Dalton.
But what seems to be the case is just like the first one was the backstory elements from a Killing Joke sort of revamped and reinterpreted through the lens of like Taxi Driver or King of Comedy. This one seems to be doing Mad Love by way of Singing in the Rain, Chicago, or New York, New York.
And I'm in. I want to see. You're right. That is a movie to get excited about.
I think it'll be a good movie, but I don't think it'll be a Joker movie like the first one.
I don't mind that. We already saw the first one. No, the first one is sitting nestled right on my DVD shelf. I'm fine with that. Give me a movie that's off center.
Well, the reason I'm happy with that because if I want a Joker movie, it's got to have Batman in it. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point of watching a Joker movie without Batman?
Because the same thing as the Killing Joke. It's his story. Like, there had to have been a person behind the Joker, i.e., there had to have been a person who had a life prior to the whole,
That's actually something that these days is pissing people off.
Yeah, I don't know.
At some point in time, Captain America has to take a shit. But for the first 80 years, up until recently, we never saw Captain America take shit. Nowadays, the writers are like, well, actually, he shit. So they put it in a comic book and they ruin the character. We don't need in a lot of instances, we don't need the humanity of the character. We need the mythology of the character.
We don't need characters eating and drinking.
No, but the Killing Joke was never, or the backstory element specifically of the Killing Joke, because obviously they didn't do the contemporaneous stuff. But the backstory elements of the Killing Joke, I felt were actually a meaningful inclusion to the character because it solidified the ethos of life itself is a bad joke and everyone is just one bad day away from it. That's his motto, for lack of a better word. And the reason I love
every villain has a one day. Oh, go on ahead. Sorry.
Well, but one thing I really loved about 2019's Joker was it was in that same vein of like, this is that movie was the one bad day, reinterpreted through his perceptions and everything because, well, he's the Joker. He's a little bit not altogether, but it is important to the Joker. His motto is the world is a bad joke and everyone is just one bad day away from where I am.
But my problem is, like, with the Joker, it's like, don't call it Joker because you're not going to have
the Joker.
No, it's not. I mean, you can say it's the Joker, but guess what? Bruce Wayne's going to be 15. He's going to be 60.
Right, but then again, you also have
I don't want to.
Honestly, if it were up to me and I were in charge of Warner Brothers DC, I would have made this Joker movie in continuity with the Robert Pattinson Batman and had the Barry Coogan Joker that got deleted from the Batman movie be the second Joker, be the Tim Drake Joker. Yeah.
Or
not bad. Well, here's a way to look at it. It's an Elseworld story. You know, we've seen Batman in all sorts of malleable, what am I trying to say, manifestations. We've seen him as a vampire. We've seen him, you know, as a pirate. We've seen him in so many different ways. That this is just one more, and that's one of the reasons I don't get so mad about, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. We've seen What If. We've seen Elseworlds. This is an Elseworld story.
It's not really a new What If because we already had Gotham do that.
Well, and Gotham, in my opinion, was awesome. Especially their treatment of Joker, since they couldn't use the name Joker, Jerome. Yeah. It was done very well. I am a big fan of the Gotham.
I mean, I would have liked to have the Joker be the same as Bruce. Maybe Bruce be like, you know, after his parents died, now he's harassing him, you know, and yes, you know, you could do that.
And we might get the emergence of a young vigilante Batman-esque Bruce Wayne in Joker 3. Because this is Joker 1 was backstory elements of a Killing Joke through the lens of King of Comedy and Taxi Driver. Joker 2 seems like it's going to be Mad Love through the lens of New York, New York. Joker 3,
what a wonderful town.
Honestly, the way I would do it is have Arthur still be the main character, have the Joker still be the main character, and have him see Batman as almost like a Mothman style figure of like almost like pseudo cryptid type thing.
That actually could be interesting. Like I said, that's the way I would see these movies. I get it if they go too far outside the mythos, then it kind of stretches the credulity.
I think it's the spirit of the. I think it's the spirit of the character that's the most important.
MK, what's up? Saying I thought I was the only one who can't sleep. I had a bad migraine and I fell asleep at 5 a.m. I'm actually tired right now, but figured what the hell, let's get on and
I'm cutting into the Joker fatigue though. It's like people are in the symbiote fatigue though. I want Firefly. I want Clayface. I want some of the other villains we haven't seen. I don't want recycled, you know.
I agree, and the more I think about it, I really do wish we got that Batgirl movie. For anything, look, don't tell me this movie's going to be shit. Let me watch the movie and let me decide for myself that the movie's going to be shit. I may actually think every bit as everybody else that, oh man, that movie's going to suck, blah, 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 yada, yada. But I want to be able to be the one to say what is and what isn't.
I would have loved, after the whole Flash thing, they merged the New Worlds, is that you have Keaton's now in the Arthur's world with the Joker 2 stuff. So now that's his Joker, to kind of merge it as a soft reboot.
Like I said, I would have preferred if Joker and the Robert Pattinson Batman bled into each other, because they're tonally similar enough that if you squint, it can work anyway. So because one is doing Scorsese, the other is doing a guy who did Seven, and I can't think of his name, but so it would kind of make sense, especially since there would have to be 15 years between the events of Joker and the events of the Batman. It does kind of make sense for a younger Bruce Wayne to have morphed into Robert Pattinson, and then his Barry Keoghan Joker can be the second Joker.
What about Ryan Gosling as the Joker?
Honestly, I've been begging for years and years and years for them to just do Anthony Hopkins as the Joker. That's why I love the idea of the Barry Keoghan Joker. I really wish that scene had been in the movie, because they kind of did the sort of pseudo Hannibal Lecter aspect of it.
Not necessarily. If they do the 3 Jokers, there's the Golden Age.
Here's something. Now that there's no Marvel movie this year, is the summer movie series starting
Deadpool and Wolverine? But
is the summer movie starting at the end of May again? Or because with the Marvel movies, it kind of was like the summer movie series started at May 1st instead of the last weekend in May, which is traditionally the summer movie series.
I wouldn't sleep on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I think
I will not either.
Starting a week later this year.
It does come out. It does come out this week, and not and not
Damn
during
Dirty Apes.
the last weekend of May. I just thought it was kind of funny because nobody's talked about the summer movies. The summer movies have already hit. I guess you would include the Planet of the Apes. I am looking forward to that.
A lot of people are blaming the Fall Guy for not opening the summer properly, quote unquote.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Garfield's supposed to be out right now too. The new Garfield movie.
I will not be seeing that in the theaters. I tried to get one of those AMC things. They keep telling me that my card number is not my card number. So, okay. Inside Out 2, I want to see, but I'm not excited. I'm going through them.
I never saw the first one. Don't care.
Oh, it was good. It was good. A Quiet Place Day 1. I kind of want to see.
That one I'm interested in. My thing is John Krasinski going to be in this? Or is he just going to be directing it?
I don't know. Horizon and America Saga. It's a Western.
Oh, yeah. Kevin
Costner. I want to see that.
It's a two-part.
I'm probably the only person on earth that's looking forward to Despicable Me 4 and Beverly Hills Cop. Actually, a lot of people are saying that they hate the Despicable Me's, but they are looking, but they think that it's going to be huge. I do not hate the Despicable Me. I actually enjoy that.
The Minions movie was good.
I do, only in the sense that of the DreamWorks villain movies, Megamind should have been the one that took off, and not Despicable Me.
You wish. Yeah. Let me scroll back up, and we'll go through this a little better. I don't know what that shit is. Let's see. I wanted to see Fall Guy because I heard about it, and I was like, all right, they're remaking Fall Guy. Let me see. It's going to be Ryan Gosling. All right. And then when the preview came on and they didn't have I'm the Unknown Stuntman, the Maid Red. They didn't have that theme song, I was like, okay, no, I'm out.
There is a Nicolas Cage movie out right now, apocalyptic movie. Have you heard about that? With his two twin sons?
I want to see it because I watch anything Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage.
I know.
is the most dynamic and actor out there right now. When he went broke, he picked up everything so he could pay all of his debt and everything.
I just wish he'd go back.
He has had the most eclectic career. I don't care if he ever becomes a high profitable actor ever again. He is doing some of the most interesting films out there.
There's also a rumor they're going to do a Face Off too.
I'm in. Whatever Nicolas Cage wants to do, I'm going to see.
You just can't put anything past Nicolas Cage, and it's kind of amazing.
Honestly,
I'm kind of annoyed that Renfield wasn't a bigger hit than it was.
I know that was so good.
That was really good.
Yes. I wish Nicolas Cage would start doing more National Treasure movies, or at least somewhere similarly. He used to do like movies. It was one called Stolen. It was like he was a bank heist planner. His daughter gets kidnapped. Like I like those where he's actually doing the thinking, like Gone 60 Seconds. I love that stuff. Mm-hmm. But when he's just kind of like this there and just plays, he's not the smartest guy. He's not the lead guy. He's a supporting. It's just like, dude. No.
I honestly hope they bring him back as Johnny Blaze if they ever get around to doing Ghost Rider again.
Keanu Reeves has expressed interest, so there's no way they're not going to go.
I mean, well, that's good. That's
well, no. He'd be the Sam Elliott now.
There you go. Yeah. So starting off, this week, obviously, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is of interest.
Force of Nature 2, is that the one Sandra Bullock again?
Yeah, let's hope not. That movie sucked the first time. But after that, if doesn't thrill me, I'll watch these. But
if looks good, it looks very good and very wholesome. So although Lauren Faust, the creator of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, should be suing somebody if they didn't give her permission.
I like the Night Watch series, so I'll check that out. Let's see. Next up, Darkness of Man, Dead Wrong, A Story of Envy Snow.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Nice.
Yeah. In Good Hands and The Blue Angels. Furiosa. I saw the preview, and I thought, No, if you were to do a Furiosa movie, get Charlize Theron, the person who played freaking Furiosa. I mean,
how about this?
I may okay with the chick that they got.
How about this? Don't call it Mad Max if Mad Max not in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a spin-off.
Furiosa,
so
Mad Max saga. It's like, let's throw that name in there just because you might not remember who Furiosa is.
And
you know,
if they really want to tie this together, make like the new Max, what's his name? Tom Hardy said he's one of the kids from the Beyond the Thunderdome. He took up the name.
By the way, if Atlas was Atlas Shrugged, I'd be all over it.
Same here, right?
Hitman Gary Johnson, a part-time teacher, moonlights as a mysterious gunman for hire for cops.
I saw the trailer, dude, and actually that's kind of interesting. He's a con man, and he gets it over his head. He likes pretending to be their people, and then he gets actually over his head.
So they're taking another shot at Solo. Hopefully, they remember the lighting.
Mario Van Peebles.
I am in on I am in on the Beach Boys. I am a Beach Boys fan. I'll check that out.
Which Solo? The Mario Van Peebles one, or the
right? Yes, they're bringing that one back. By the way, the worst movie of the year so far is a Mario Peebles Van Peebles Western. I was like, oh man, he's got a movie. Let me watch it, and it was the most wokest shit I had seen. It literally has a scene with Whoopi Goldberg where they're talking about white privilege and shit, and using those words in a Western. Like, okay, you guys are full
I
of
can't
shit.
wait to watch Ezra, where he throws the chairs at the people and kidnaps girls. And
follows Max Brendel, one successful late night comedy writer turned less successful stand-up comedian. Oh, one thing we do, I still want to get together with you if we could do it tonight, Dalton, and talk about late night.
Yep. Horror movies in general this year have been doing pretty solid. With like Abigail, I heard the first Omen was pretty good.
I haven't seen Abigail or The Omen. I'm looking forward to doing that.
That's an idea, man. Looks so cool.
Yes, I saw that preview. Oh my gosh, I want to see that so much. Last year there was a documentary about Michael J. Fox on Apple TV. I am so looking for Jim Henson. That one was one of the best movies of the year.
Did you see that? Somebody caught them at the Rangers game, Jason Bateman and Michael J. Fox. And it's like, it's Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2.
Let's see. The Dead Don't Hurt. What You Wish For, Young Woman in the Sea. A lot of these I haven't. Oh, and of course, everybody's looking forward to The Acolyte. You know how many Star Wars series I've watched since Obi-Wan? None. I watched the first episode of Ahsoka. I was bored to freaking tears. Turn that shit off.
I just saw one that has a blonde or brunette lady. She looks like she's in her late 40s. She's like she has a lightsaber, and that was it. And I was like, we're just gonna have anybody off the street just be a Jedi now.
You know, I thought I would be safe because I thought they would never be so crass as to ruin the Night Sisters in the Star Wars universe. And then I watched the latter parts of Ahsoka, and I was wrong. They ruined the Night Sisters, and now my fiery passion will burn with what had intensity of 1,000 suns because hate.
That should be the new Star Wars. Every which way but good.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Let's see. Bad Boys Ride or Die. I could not care less.
Oh, isn't Beetlejuice out this year too?
Yep,
yeah, I think so.
Too.
Let's see.
September.
Funny. Okay, if here's something I recommend to everybody: Run, Lola, Run. It's a re-release. It is such a good movie.
I thought they're rebooting it. I was like,
I loved that film when it came out. It is a foreign movie, but it is a very, very good
what
one.
Movie?
It's called Run, Lola, Run.
You said, oh, foreign. Okay.
Foreign, yes.
Oh, all right. I was like, ooh, I got to see this.
Let's see. Bad Behavior, Corabora, Firebrand. There's not a lot here that's inspiring me. I'll see a lot of it.
I feel like a lot of stuff got pushed back the next year. And I don't know why. If it's because...
That's the sad thing. Hollywood is like trying to scramble to figure out why aren't people going to see movies? What? And it's like, one, the economy is shies, but two, make something people want to watch or are willing to actually go to the theaters for.
Well,
if you don't make something people want to watch, they have alternatives. They have streaming, they have YouTube, they have every other conceivable like method of acquiring media on God's green earth. So if you want people to go see movies, You have to make movies people are A, wanting to see, and
Russell
B, are
Crowe
willing
going
to
back.
slug out to the theater for.
Russell Crowe going back to The Exorcist not whale.
Well,
Yeah, I wish this was a sequel to the Pope's Exorcist. That was a
actually
badass
pretty good.
movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
So
And I'm so much more in favor of getting Father Gabriel Amort's stories out there instead of the frickin' Warrens. I hate the frickin' Warrens and how they've basically become Hollywood's
Russell Crowe
go-to.
has proven to be very reliable. He picks good scripts, even if they're movies that you've seen before, like the Road Rage movie he was in. It's still done in a way, and he elevates that. They have TikTok on their cell phone. Wait, who?
We won't hold Craven against him.
Oh, probably talking about kids these days. I don't know. Quiet Place says
considering Sony keeps hiding Craven from us, I don't think we'll get the chance.
Well, Quiet Place Day One. Now I see Michael Bay's attached to it. I might not go see it because of that. Because I don't feel like unless there's Krasinski and his wife are attached to it, I really have no desire.
Michael Bay is James Cameron with even less talent.
Yeah. Horizon. Give me either a sports movie or a Western with Kevin Costner.
I'll give you one. Wyatt Earp.
I have seen that. It's actually not bad. It's just it had the bad luck to be put up against Tombstone, which was so much shorter and better. Yeah.
Wasn't he playing the same character? Or no?
Yeah. It was about Wyatt Earp. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Kevin Costner in Tombstone?
Kevin Costner was in Wyatt Earp. Tombstone, of course, was Kurt Russell. They were put out really close to each other. And Tombstone was put out first, and it was quick. It was fun. And it was so entertaining that when Wyatt Earp came out and it was 3 hours long, it was like... But when you watch it on its own, it's actually not bad.
I thought it was Kevin Costner was in Tombstone. It's been so long since I watched it. I'm like, oh, is this a sequel? Like a spinoff?
Despicable Me. I'm willing to watch both Beverly Hills Cop and Despicable Me.
I mean, it can only get better than 3, right?
That is true, right?
And 2 was okay.
Ooh, Maxine, there's going to be another movie in the X horror franchise, guys. If you have not seen X, or
is that the girl who wants to be a celebrity and she starts killing people?
Yeah. It is that whole series. So far, both movies are really, really good. So yeah, I'm in on that one. Skywalker's a love story. You can't call something Skywalker's if it ain't Star Wars.
Yeah, that ship has sailed off into the wild blue yonder.
Yep.
Skywalkers where cousins kiss.
Twisters, I'm a little bit iffy about. Twister is one of the greatest B movies ever made, and throwing a sequel out there 30 years or 25 years later, I don't know how that's going to go. I'll give it a shot, but I don't have a lot of hope. I don't think there's ever going to be an actor with so much charisma as Bill Paxton. At least not a second tier, third tier actor is with as much charisma as Bill Paxton. So good luck to you. Good luck to the kids. Glenn Powell, I do like.
Guy. We'll
see. We'll see.
This guy from Top Gun 2.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. You managed to make it through talking about Twisters without mentioning you used to work the attraction.
I did work at the attraction. I didn't have to mention it because you mentioned it too. Yes.
Because
so
I was timing him, waiting to see how long it would be before he mentioned that he worked the attraction.
I had a daily dose of Bill Paxton in my life that lasted 8 hours a day. That is a blessed life right there, my friends.
From now on, instead of just repeating the story, just play the video. Just have clips ready to go.
We should get an Eglantine centric soundboard so we can okay.
When I was in CG, play the video. When I worked at Twister, play the video.
Yep.
The 5 minute long rant against Gary and the Black Pill, play the clip.
Deadpool and Wolverine is probably one of the most anticipated movies by me.
That's what I'm looking for right now. I think most people are looking for that more than any other movie that's coming out this year.
Yeah. I'm not interested in Borderlands. I will watch it. Borderlands, I'm not, but I watched it with my daughter, and she's like, "What the fuck is that?" So okay, that tells me all I need to know. Alien Romulus looks awesome. That's another one I'm looking forward to. I looked at that. I was like, okay, now it looks like they're going to make up for that shit that they've been putting out, all that Prometheus horse shit. It looks like they're finally going to do an Aliens movie again.
Prometheus wasn't that bad. It's the ones that came after were bad.
Yeah, Alien Covenant, I think, was the worst of them.
Yeah.
Prometheus had interesting ideas that the franchise did absolutely nothing with.
The second movie, Prometheus 2, Electric Snoozaloo, was the worst. I at the very least, at least Covenant tried to entertain us. Okay, The Crow. Anybody? Seriously, this movie looks like shit.
Yeah, it looks like.
No, I was joking.
It looks awful. Like they removed all the like 90s awesomeness from The Crow. It's just like, why?
I got to agree with Dave here. Just re-release the original. I would not be surprised if they do that just as an opener. You know, they've been re-releasing. Like, did you guys go get your chance to finally see The Mummy on the big screen?
Yeah, I saw it back in the day.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it.
So,
but The Crow looks like shit.
So Prometheus 2 or Predators?
Predators. Predators any day of the week, twice on Tuesday.
I don't mind the Olivia Munn movie. It was okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
That
was Predator.
Oh, sorry.
Predator versus Prometheus 2. Predator any day, twice on Tuesdays. The Prometheus movies were boring as fuck. They were just, and I'm sorry, you guys might like Prometheus, but it lost me. At first, I thought it was boring. And then this woman, she climbs it, she feels something stirring around in her. She gets into a medical bay where it removes a freaking alien from her, and she rushes out, and she's like, and there she turns the corner, and there's the old man, the Wayland guy, and she's not like, good Lord, they pulled an alien out of my body. You can't fuck with it. They're like, wait, you're alive? And she calms down, and the alien is now an afterthought. Horseshit. If they bring out an alien squiggling around, you'll be like, fuck this. Bring the old man. I got to show you this. It was bad from the very, and there were so many bad decisions. Of course, everybody, talks about the running away from the ship that's coming at you and not running off to the side. That's one thing. But the Idris Elba character about taking off and the ship getting destroyed, everything they had to be so.
It's a cliche of bad movies that nobody ever acts.
They were scientists, and the guy's like, "Hey, little fella, poke, poke, poke." Come on,
no human ever would do this. Are we sure these guys aren't the aliens?
Yeah, and I agree with Dave. The Crow. Let's re-release The Crow. Then this movie looks like crap.
I feel bad for Bill Skarsgård because he can act. I just don't think it'll be to any end here.
Are there any more Lee sons they can put in The Crow?
I don't know.
see if the curse is real.
Now, when the movie first was announced, I was like, okay, yeah, let's see Craven. Let's see what they could do with the character. And I saw the preview. I was like, doesn't look great. But once again, let's see what they could do with the character. They pushed it back so much that at this point, I'm like, obviously it's going to suck.
Yeah, they're just Morbiusing or Madam Webbing again.
So
I hate it.
This is how you save Sony movies. You turn them into musicals. We have Craven the Hunter, the musical.
Okay.
I mean, Spider-Man doesn't have a great track record when it comes to musicals, but we can try it.
I'll watch the Ronald Reagan story. I'm fine with that.
Anyone remember Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, or am I completely dating myself here?
Yeah, right. You're dating. Okay. Yeah, you're the old one. Same with the original Crow. It should be in theaters in October every few years. I agree. I would love a movie house where I could save a theater or two for older films.
It surprised me that apparently last year was the first year that Trick or Treat had been in the theaters in wide release. That's a freaking travesty.
That actually tracks. It was a smaller movie, and then it was on DVD. It found its life on DVD. It's definitely
which is good. That is probably my favorite Halloween movie. Full stop. So like,
it's fun.
it frustrates me that it never got its day in the theater, as it were.
We got to do a video before, if we can, before this weekend, talking about our top 10 summer movies. Venkman, you're please by all means join. We could do a little crossover, as a matter of fact.
My top 10 summer movies.
But no, it's going to be two different. two different lists. What do you think is going to be it's kind of like a little contest. What do you think is going to be the top 10 from the highest grossing, or your top 10 highest grossing films of the summer?
Probably Fall Guy, because the fact that it's Ryan Gosling, that'll be one of them.
We did that last year. I did pretty good, but I had The Flash in my top 10, and obviously, so I missed that. Yeah,
you're gonna have
mistakes were made. Memes.
I did have Barbie, so at least that one. I had Barbie and Oppenheimer. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When are Beetlejuice is what, October, fall,
September?
September. Okay.
But I mean, as far as top 10s of the year, I think Beetlejuice, because the fact it has Keaton in it.
Oh no. Well, Flash had Keaton in it, but it would be from basically.
No, but this is Keaton all the way by himself. This isn't
it would be May through August is the summer, so it would be the top 10. Feel free to join if you want, but I would like to do that and get the numbers.
Honestly, I don't know, because there just simply aren't that many movies that look like they even will have a pulse.
Right? Even if 4 of the movies only made $1, it would still be a top 10. If it made 1.
Well, I think we're all clear that Deadpool and Wolverine is probably going to be the top of the summer. Let's
I don't know. Despicable Me is a huge franchise,
but you think it'll?
Deadpool and Wolverine is rated
it's a huge franchise, but I'm not sure it will beat Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine is rated R, so it's going to have a more limited audience.
This is also true, and the other Deadpools only did make it to the 700s or so.
Right.
So
it is possible.
But if people are starving for a movie, and you have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, that will boost numbers.
If anything, I think people will be saving their money all summer just to go and see Deadpool and Wolverine a couple more times.
It depends on the secondary. Like, okay, people go see it on that first weekend. Is it going to have legs? If we want to go see it again and again and again, that's in the theaters.
I don't think it'll go full Spider-Man No Way Home, but I expect it. But I expect it will be the most financially successful of the 3 Deadpool movies. I'm thinking it'll probably top out somewhere in the same range as Multiverse of Madness did, which was $950. So just shy of $1 billion, if not $1 billion.
I've been going around Muncie to bookstores and such, trying to find a good comic shop and everything. And in my travels, I bought one of the giveaways for this week. It's a Airboy thing. It's Valkyrie,
the one I would have wanted last week.
There you go. So this is going to be one of them. And I think Animal Man, the first volume of Animal Man from the 1980s 90s run, is going to be the other one. So
the Grant Morrison one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So it'll be the giveaways for the auction. Like every $10 spent, you get your name on a wheel, and at the end of the night, I do the giveaways and such.
I do want the first volume of Grant Morrison's Animal Man.
Everybody
but
does.
I might just have to buy it myself. Unfortunately.
Are you guys excited for Valiant this week? There's a new #1 coming out the week, and it's going to be a heavy seller.
Stop reprinting #1s when it is not justified.
Well, this is a new #1. This is through Valiant. It's a new chapter in this saga of this obese woman.
Oh, Faith! They're bringing back Faith, huh?
Faith returns. #1.
Stop starting every series at a new #1. Legacy numbering or nothing, please.
Yeah, maybe like 20 years ago they did that, but not anymore.
I don't care what they do. I'm interested in what they should be doing. Just like I don't care that there are 500 different variant covers, all of which look like crap except the top one. If it's the best cover, it should be the one they go with. And to hell with the other 500.
They like their #1s because they know someone's going to collect all 40 variants.
again, I'm not interested in what they do. I'm interested in what they should be doing.
Well, and I know, and there's a lot of stuff they should be doing, but I mean, but it's never gonna change, and that's why I've changed. I mean, I don't fully support the big two like I used to. I'm more independent now.
This is why I buy trades and omnibuses, because it looks better on the shelf, it's better constructed, and I can know with a reasonable degree of certainty that what I get is worth a damn. Case in point,
Well, I've been
I am getting Skeeter's Volume 1.
I feel like it's easier.
I have been on a hunt for trade paperbacks now because I want to try to make, even if I'm not going to spend $20 on a giveaway book, but I might spend $20 on two, but I've been on a hunt to find actual cool books to put up as giveaways and not just ollies. Say again?
If you're looking for cool trades, so there's like 4 variants of Transformers #1 through Skybound coming out this week.
Yeah, that's going to be brand new and cost brand new. So,
and
like I found an inexpensive, but they sent it to Gotha, Black Lightning, and the Batman Adventures Batgirl by Paul Dini. Unfortunately, didn't send it to me, so I've been looking for that. Like next week's, I've got the Joker greatest Joker stories ever told, as well as Batman the last night on Earth, and so those will be. I've got a lot of books like that.
Change your address on eBay.
I called them up and I said, hey, look, this is what was weird was I got something I bought for myself. I bought, I collect the showcase things, and I got the Metal Men, and it arrived here off of eBay. And then the next 2 orders went back to Gotha, and I said, so what's the deal? One blocked me after this happened, and they had a lot of really good trades for really cheap. And so I called eBay. They gave me a refund, and they went ahead and changed everything, like the purchase address, made sure that everything said this address. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. But we'll see. We'll see. Hello to Aloise. Been a while. What's up? How you doing? But I was very excited to get one of these. I haven't seen this in a long damn time. Something else I was able to get for the auction. This will not be a giveaway. But
speaking of which, I got my box today.
I was able to get some Spirit magazines.
Whoa. Why is he shirtless, bro?
Because he's boxing. So I'm very excited about these. And hopefully they will do some business. So we'll see. These are from 1970s. Awesome lady.
Anyway, it's 6 o'clock here. The sun is up, and I am going down because if I don't, I will literally fall asleep.
The sun is up. The vampire needs to rest.
Quick to the coffin.
I am a creature of the night, so I must now sleep.
Yeah. Aloise, we were just talking about all of
at the very least the afternoon.
We were talking about all of the different mistakes. And the fact that I've been reading some new books, and it seems like Marvel and independent. Have a good day there, Dalton. It seems that Marvel and even independent comics are trying to do better, but DC continues to stick to their guns and put out crap.
It's weird because DC's been they're starting to do a lot better, but this whole new absolute power thing is another thing dealing with Suicide Squad and Amanda Waller, which no one cares for anymore. I mean, Teenie Howard's still on Catwoman, which sucks, but
yep.
You should show those off when LK is here.
I know, right? But yeah, in my travels, I have found some books worth picking up for the auction this week. I have learned don't get new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, there is one thing as far as DC.
Older stuff is pretty good.
And I don't know if this is a rumor. Like, I haven't seen these sources, but apparently Jeff Johns said that someone was going to do a takeover and do a JSA regular series.
Well, hopefully it's somebody worth a damn.
And
know,
Jeremy Adams said it's not him. So I hope he's just kind of playing coy, and
we've got that. We're bringing back Vita Ayala to do. Yeah, I mean, they could go.
Martin.
Yeah, they can go in so many different bad ways.
There's Venditti. We have Jurgens. I mean, you have Josh Williamson, but right now Josh Williamson's doing Superman, and he's doing this other event. Maybe afterwards. The other thing is well, maybe they tossed them Mark Waid. The problem is that Mark Waid's also being stretched thin too. But honestly, I don't want anybody touching the kids at all. Or say the young JSA or any of that stuff.
Yeah,
because unless it's actually someone who actually knows how to write kids, who actually knows what kids are and actually has kids. Jeremy Adams is perfect for that. The way he wrote that Jay Garrick Flash miniseries, he had Judy going to the mall hanging out with Courtney. And it was just great. They acted like actual teenagers would at the mall, and of course, this would be the first time Judy's ever been in the mall. She's just like, there's so much food. What do I eat first in the food court? It's like, when you take your kid into the mall, the food court, you're like, oh, I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to go here.
Any and every 80s kid who is now 50 years old misses malls.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean,
true fact.
It's like I said, I'm my fear is that who gets the JSA? It's gonna be Tim Sheridan. Didn't he do a Young Justice or a Teen Titans book, back in the day? He did that Titans book where did he do Future State where it was Cyborg?
That's
and
right.
Beast Boy?
That's right. And they had X, and it was supposed to be a mystery, and then it was just the
Titans
gay
Academy.
guy was mad.
It was Titans Academy. That's what it was, and I don't want him anywhere near that crap.
Oh, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
My thing is just kill off the characters. Let them be, or But I'm just curious who's next to leave DC and head over to Ghost Machine. It just seems like a lot of people are leaving the business. Jeremy Adams will probably stay with DC for a while, even though he's running a Flash Gordon from I think it's Mad Cave.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see what he can do outside of DC though. Because remember, I always say, what are they limiting you on? Is it good or is it bad that they're limiting you from keeping you from writing?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Or it's he's gonna be Greg Rucka. Greg Rucka.
Well, you know what? They could have been thinking we need more lesbians in the DC universe. Who can we get? Greg Rucka has a fetish. Let's put him in there
for Pride Month. It's
there you go. It could be. And I'm not even acknowledging that anymore. Anytime I do Pride Month, it's always let's talk about Captain America, let's talk about Wonder Woman or Fighting American, and talk about American Pride. I'm not doing the gay pride thing. It's done. I'm sorry. You're not going to give veterans a day and gay people a month and have me give a shit about it. You're born that way. Congratulations. If you think it's something to celebrate, go on ahead. I don't care. But yeah,
I was born poor and I identify as being rich. So where's my money?
Right. Exactly.
I have white privilege. Shouldn't I get that?
Yeah, but
but I mean, as far as DC goes, it's just like Marvel. Marvel's still shooting themselves in the foot, but they have learned a little bit though. They learned that hey, maybe we should sell some copies of a good Frank Castle story. But I mean, I don't see them ever returning Frank the Bank being the Punisher though. I think it might be a couple of years if they do it though. But
that book was pretty damn good. I read the Superman, which was trash. I read the Get Fury, which was good. The new Beneath the Trees, not the best issue, but still okay. DC Spring Breakout was Suck City. Pooh versus Bambi was the most simple of all stories. And I didn't care too much for that one. I thought I would, but at the very least, I thought it would be stupid fun. It just turned out to be stupid. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to read Blood Hunt or any interest in that?
Not yet. I will.
So Blood Hunt. I read Moon Knight first, and that's kind of where it kind of starts off, and you'll see Hunter's Moon, who is the other. If you're not reading the Jen McKay Moon Knight series, Hunter's Moon is the other Moon Knight.
Yeah, I read it when it was out. I thought it was stupid. I didn't care for it.
Honestly, I've been enjoying it with Tiger. I'm getting Tiger, man, in an ongoing, and it's not in Thunderballs where she's written like horrible. Like,
okay.
But yeah, having Blade in there, having like the Avengers and stuff, and then now because what happens to some of the Avengers in that main book, that first book, there's a spinoff, and it's tying into the Jen McKay's Avengers. There's a whole new lineup, which I'm kind of excited for because it's no more Sam Wilson. It's Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Oh, nice.
On the team. And the only problem is he's got Hawkeye on there, but it's not the one you want.
Yeah.
It's Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. If she's written well. You know, I said, there's no bad characters. There's only bad writers. Aloise is saying Titan Comics Conan is pretty good.
Dude, I am not the biggest Conan fan when it comes to Marvel and some of the early stuff. But wow, that Jim's up. A guy who wrote Savage Conan or Savage Avengers sucked. Gets out of Marvel, goes to Titan, writes the Conan, and based actually off like some of the actual stories that Robert E. Howard wrote and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just been awesome.
Well, that could be then, it could just have been mandate. It could have been, hey, look, we want you to do it this way. And so Marvel, and so he was stuck doing it the way they told him.
But not only is he doing that, he's also doing Savage Sword of Conan, which is a magazine. They relaunched it.
Yeah.
Black and white. And that has been awesome too with art under. And then I forget what his name is, something like Robert or Patrick Richter or Zurcher or whatever. The guy he's doing a Solomon Kane story in the back, which is ongoing.
Nice.
Where
nice.
the main Conan stories are basically one and done. They're like the Legend of the Dark Knight, where they actually just do one story and then that's
I had some Titan Conan in the auction.
Yeah.
Wondering if it sold.
No, I don't know, but I mean, I'm enjoying that. I'm hoping we get another Dan Jurgens Lord of the Jungle. That was a great series from last year. That was awesome.
Yeah, Skybound lineup is looking promising.
Well too.
Okay.
Yeah. There are good books. It's just that there's so many bad books that so many people focus on. People are still talking about how awful Amazing Spider-Man is. At this point, I don't give a shit about that book, whether it does good or not, even if it does get a little better. I got Ultimate Spider-Man. When that goes away, then I'll worry. Like, I mean, that's the thing, dude. Ultimate Spider-Man is just, so people don't like because it's kind of slow. Where's the action? All that stuff. To me, it's been great seeing a new setup, having Uncle Ben be alive, Aunt May's the one that's dead this time. Doing some different stuff with Jonah. They're teasing that there's going to be a fight between Kingpin, the first fight in like one of the next coming up opening issues between him and well, the masked hero, because they haven't named him yet. He's not.
They haven't named him Spider-Man.
No, he's not called that yet.
Okay.
He's got his. Yeah.
The first, I'm not 100% on board when they do that because it's like the masks, whatever. But like when they did Smallville and they didn't call him Superman, they called him the Blur. And then I thought that's actually a very good superhero name. Why would you change it? You know, you're now known as the Blur. Keep going. It just doesn't make sense for you now to be called Superman.
You know what the Blur reminds you of? Like Wizard. You know? Yeah,
maybe.
Like a Golden Age hero. But my point is like with Ultimate Spider-Man, what they've been doing, I've been loving it. His two daughters, happily married to Mary Jane. She loves to support no matter what. And his daughter, his youngest one, just caught him in the costume, so she knows that you're the scared guy, and he takes his mask off, and then she's the one that helps design the costume. So they're actually really bringing in the family dynamic with that, which is really cool.
Okay. I'm all in. I did read. I wasn't as excited about the first issue as everybody else, and I stepped away. There's so many series I wanted to grab from the first, but then of course with all the move, like I did want to read Thundercats. I wanted to read. I actually had to catch up on Beneath the Trees, and Ultimate Spider-Man was one of them. I have to just go back to issue number 2 or probably start at number 1 and just go through the whole thing again.
Yeah.
But I'm at least having fun reading comics again. Benjamin Percy Ghost Rider is looking good too. Mackie was back for Danny Ketch miniseries.
Undead Quinn, who's been showing up in the top 5. He's talking about he's reading that book. He liked it until over the last issue, or if it's over, I don't know if it's still ongoing or whatever. But he kind of dropped off the book. Benjamin Percy, the Wolverine versus Predator, fantastic little miniseries he did. So the guy can write. And I've noticed that some of the Marvel writers from like back in the early 2000s were like, okay, this is kind of weird, are drastically improving. But not, but speaking of improving, Mark Millar World has new titles coming out. Geiger just came back. Issue 2's out this week. They had Redcoat and some of the other books. I forgot what the other one's called. Is Redcoat and then The Rook. Yeah, they're releasing their titles, coming out. And Ghost Machine, like I said, I got a lot of cool stuff coming out this year. It's been fun. So if I decide I don't want to read Marvel DC anymore because they decide they want to make it to the direction I'm going with, I have no attachment to these characters as I used to. I can go back and read the good stuff.
Yeah, the back issues are what I have. They broke that, by the way, with all the stop and starting. They broke our connection to the characters. So now my connection isn't so much with Spider-Man as it is with Spider-Man number 1 through, 400? Yeah. Good story. Aunt May dies at the end. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that. I've got 400 great issues of Spider-Man. Same with Batman. Even if I don't want to go all the way back to Golden Age, I could start at Crisis and read all the way up until they stop it at New 52. And you've got enough. And as far as DC is concerned, start at Crisis, end at Flashpoint. God bless you. You now have a lifetime worth of awesome comics to read.
Yeah, I mean, check out books like Nightclub. That was another one with the 3 kids who become vampires and fight crime. That was fun. Read Huck, which is other series. If you haven't read Drippers of Legacy, check those out. Big Game, if you haven't read that and you want to know more of the context, it's basically all the books that Mark's written, his own property stuff, Mirror World. And it's basically all together. And it's a shakeup. Including Kick-Ass is involved in that. So if you're a big fan of Kick-Ass, and Kick-Ass gets involved in this too towards the end. Hit Girl, all that stuff. It's really cool. And they're continuing the Ambassador series. He's continuing Nightclub. And then he's talking about doing another Nemesis volume. And then who was the big bad guy who's going around kill people? It's like, what the heck? How is this guy back out? Last time I saw him, he was in a cast, full body cast. He couldn't move under security lock though. And then he's talking about launching a whole new book series as well. There's a lot of cool stuff. Ghost Machine's got their own horror title they're going to be launching too as well. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Hyde Street. I'm not sure. So independents are looking great. Red Sonja has been great with Torun Grunbeck. Torun Grunbeck is one of those writers that took over after Kate's left, took over Thor. It was okay. She's currently in Carnage. I haven't checked that series out, but Red Sonja is back to being Red Sonja from the early Dynamite days.
That we've read Skeeters, had fun with that. I've enjoyed, of course, like I said, I enjoyed the new Punisher, and there was something else I read. It was something you got. Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy's been great.
Dick Tracy was pretty good. Power Pack, by the way, by Louise Simonson or Simonson, whatever. That was good. I'm actually looking through and seeing through the files I've got here. What was it that I enjoyed? What was it that I just kind of... There's some good stuff out there. But unfortunately, like I said, it seems like they just can't let go. One thing I do want to check out is something called Bear Pirate Viking Queen.
Zach was going to get that, but they have it at shop last week. But he was talking about that. And if you guys are not interested in the new stuff content, you can always check out the facsimiles coming out. They're doing Showcase 22 this week.
Yeah, I got to get back into the shops.
And like I said, for $4 or whatever, I can get the facsimile plus the ads, the full story that DC did back in the day, instead of having to pay close to 3 or 2 figures. I mean, $20 to me is expensive. $4, instead of spending it on Power Girl or Catwoman right now, I'll spend it on a facsimile that I know I'm not going to pay through my nose or out of my ass just to own.
I still got to say, I disagree with you. And now, if you can find facsimiles, say it your local comic book auction. That's awesome. But still get the originals.
No, I mean, if you have it for a decent price, that's thing.
You know, I always do. I usually don't. Plus, well, the main thing with me is I'm not rich enough to get a hold of a 9.8 slab, so mine are always affordable.
I mean, if you're able to get yourself on like a big dog, I mean, really big dog, you know, obviously you're not going to sell it for like $40 or less, you know, if it's a $90 book, $100 book. Oh, so I mean, that's great for other people who can afford it. Darkest Come.
This was my. I bought this in that collection. I put up some of the Adams. I saved this for myself. It's not a key issue. It's an awesome cover.
Yeah.
And then I've been along with the regular stuff. Anytime I find a Christmas comic, I pick it up.
Yeah.
So I managed to find a Zorro Christmas book. So I'm looking. You know, there is that. So I've actually got one lot now put together. So and I'm doing Halloween as well.
Nice. The other,
because every time everybody's like, "Oh, you should get that for Halloween. You should get that for."
The other facsimile releasing right now is Our Army at War #81. Is being released today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then Marvel's been releasing their Secret Wars 1 through 12.
Yeah.
DC is releasing Crisis 1 through 12.
I wonder which one's winning, because the first time around, Secret Wars won, and it is so far less story than Crisis.
But the other cool stuff is, if you're not, I've talked about facsimiles of really better books from like 40 years ago or more. More. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, say like, well, I've already read this stuff. I mean, no reason to go back. Well, go to Peter David, and if you like the 2099 Spider-Man. He's continuing with that over at Marvel. Check out the Claremont did last year, the Extreme X-Men. That was Star Wars, and that tied into the Kitty Pryde 4-issue miniseries. So I mean, J.M. DeMatteis is currently doing Spider-Man, and it takes place before the Green Goblin. There was another Goblin, basically a guy that Norman was testing on the serum on.
Hobgoblin.
It's not Hobgoblin. It's a whole new character that Peter David.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like Truth, but okay. He was testing the serum before he did it. Okay.
So it's his name. J.M. DeMatteis is writing this.
Okay.
You know, like I said, there's like a lot of cool stuff. I mean, like I like that. It's that's like a what if, like a 5-issue what if series, miniseries. Like, okay, we did this series, but what if we did more, or what if this happened in between those? You know, it's not a retcon. It's just like. It's in the world that you loved, and it's by the actual guy who wrote it. It's not.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
It's not like Mark Russell's coming in and like feel like, okay, I'm gonna work my way into Secret War and write a story in there. No, Mark Russell, we don't want you. We want the guy who actually worked out. Give it to Jim Shooter.
Wouldn't Christ on Infinite Earths be so much better if they talked about identity politics?
Christ on Infinite Earths life story by Mark Russell.
There you go. By the way, I do prefer Crisis over Secret Wars. It's just so much more story. By the way, did you see Volume 2?
Volume 2. Yes,
movie.
Yes, yeah, I own it. I gave my little spiel. If you want to watch these movies, watch them 1, 2, and 3. Kind of like, because we watched 2, it's like, it's okay. You're kind of like, to me, it was like. You're not. It's like the main course is coming up, and it doesn't really leave you starving. It's kind of like if you were a fan of Crisis, the comic books, you're probably not going to like this.
I have to absolutely concur with you on this one.
Yeah.
I was not. If you remember, I wasn't the biggest fan of Volume 1. I liked it. I know they're going in a different direction. But Crisis, I read Crisis not knowing who half the characters were the first time around, and I loved it. This is a story that they could have just thrown everything in, and then on the DVD, you have a "this is who they are" kind of thing, where they're explaining this is the losers, this is Rawhide Kid, because Crisis on Infinite Earths has every DC character from the beginning to up to Crisis in that storyline. You could find out, but they could have done a 1-for-1 on this one. And what they do is the first half of these movies are focused on a character. Like last year, the first one was Flash. This one was Psycho Pirate. If they're going to do that, then by gosh, make it a 6-movie series and do something huge with it, because they're making the story so small. And this is a big, big story.
It's not even that for me. It's the second movie explains what happens in as far as Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes. Like, that should be a tie-in to this, but they released it first. And like, for those who haven't watched it or you haven't watched it, there was these creatures, the shadow creatures that showed up in that movie. Now they appear in the second movie.
They are in the book, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for a normie, I'm like, okay, we're just never going back to that movie. We're just jumping the Crisis. I thought that was like, what is going on? I feel like I watched a random standalone movie, and now we're in Crisis now. It's like,
yeah, well, that's the way it is. They're two different movies. The Flash and the Psycho Pirate, their backstories and all that, those should have been separate DVDs. Like you said, crossover DVDs. And they should have stuck with the main story, told that 12-parter. And you could do in one movie, in 1 hour-and-a-half movie, you do 3 issues of the comic, and you have it a 4-movie series. If they did it that way, I know that the fans would stick with it, and I think there would be more fans brought onto it.
It's like I said, when you learn who Harbinger is, and you learn her backstory, and you realize it's tied to this movie, it's like, it just felt like it was just like, this is so choppy. You didn't feel like it really flowed. Oh, Paolo's here. Tell him to believe.
Yeah, Paolo's here. It's time to go. I am up because I had a migraine yesterday, and I fell asleep at 5 o'clock, and I just never really. I woke up a little bit to have a little dinner, and then fell back to sleep. It's just been. Yesterday was a horrible day.
I was up because I was falling asleep to Enter the Dragon.
You didn't like Enter the Dragon, huh?
I'm like an hour into the movie, and I just feel like everybody hypes this movie so goddamn much up.
Yeah,
and it's not living up to it.
Well, some things don't work for
then again,
I think.
So, but then again, to be fair, I'm an hour into it. I haven't really seen that much fighting from Bruce Lee.
I was about to say it's all back end on that particular movie.
And
so
I get. I mean, Bruce Lee versus Dr. No. I get it. People like it. I'm just they hit the gloves on. I kept thinking it's freaking Dr. No on his island with Bruce Lee.
Yeah, actually, I went to this local sandwich shop, Paolo, after, because I was at a comic shop, and I kept standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, and it was like, and it hit me right then, and I was thinking maybe I should get something to eat, and I found this local sandwich shop that had a corned beef Reuben. I am a sucker for a Reuben sandwich, man. And corned beef, like I'll go to the deli, just shave that shit and give me a pound of it. No wonder I'm fat. But yeah, so I did. I had myself a good corned beef Reuben, and it cleared it up a little bit. But after, it's like I zonked out right after that. And I'll tell you what you don't want to do is have a corned beef Reuben and then fall asleep for a few hours without brushing your teeth, because you wake up, it's like, yeah, you're a heartburn. Your mouth smells like a freaking pig shat in it and then climbed in and died. It was just, it was so, there was nothing good about waking up.
The pig craps your mouth and climbs inside and dies.
That's how it felt. What
is with the pig, man? That's horrible for that pig. Why would he do that? I have questions.
It was a horrible shit, dude.
I feel like you just like the pig just crapped out. Yeah,
that's it. It was it used up all of its life skills just to give me that one shitting. Yeah, I don't know. I had to come up with something gross. That's what I came up with. Don't judge me.
To say it felt like you had Ebola and all your organs were coming out.
It was not good. That was not good. But
That's me with food poisoning.
waking up after that. It was a good sandwich, though. Good sandwich. It was smaller sandwich shop. I refuse to go to Subway ever again.
I've only had food poisoning one, and that's what I describe it as, the hot zone. The guy on the plane with the barf bag. That's how I felt. Yeah. It's like, I'm like, oh, there goes my organs. That's like,
it is every food poisoning is everybody out. There's 2 exits. That's yeah. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to get to the toilet. It's like you're on the toilet vomiting into the bathtub.
I've never gotten food poisoning where it only comes out one way. It's at the same time, and it's the most awkward moment. It's like, it's never when it's like, hey, can you at least wait till I'm home?
All I got to say is the whole family got food poisoning. We went to a place called Sweet Tomatoes. And we realized it was their lobster bisque, because that's the only thing that all of us had. And all I can say is, thank God I was already married, because if me and Gail were only dating, she would have left. It was, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
It's like those memes or the videos where the wife, because he's snoring, so she hits him. So he goes up behind her and gets up, and then he basically pulls the blanket over and then Dutch ovens her.
Yeah, that's not the way it works in my family.
I'm just saying, if you deal it out, you're gonna get it back.
Gail is, by the way, Gail's the one who sleep farts.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but I normally don't talk about Gail.
Now I'm going back to the change up.
There you go.
Back that shit up at me.
It's just, you know what, it happens. Who cares,
From DC dying to shit jokes.
There you go. Yes.
It's just real professionalism here.
I think if Gail knew that I said that, I am in trouble.
It's a good thing she doesn't watch your channel.
Yeah.
No,
that is true.
Yeah, so as far as, like I said, there's a lot of cool books coming out. I mean, this week is kind of weak for me. There's like 4 books. Mm-hmm. And then I guarantee everything's gonna get pushed to the end of this week. That's how it does it. They delay. I'm just the point where it's just like, oh man, I wish I wasn't doing top 5 rest of the week. I could just pick them all up at once and just go, and not to worry about individuals. I just pick them out. I'm like, well, if they're all going to the end of the week, can you hold my books to the end of the week or end of the month? Then I will pick them all at once. I'll get all. But man, it's just, I don't understand that. I mean, like, the delays in as far as books go, right? Like, I understand movies, you want to wait, mm-hmm. whatever. But comic books should never be freaking delayed. We have 2 different freaking distributors. There, actually, I think there's Diamond. Is Diamond still doing any of them? I think
I don't know. I'm so far out of that.
So there's Lunar, there's Penguin, and I think Diamond's still carrying something, like some of the other ones. And it's just, in my shop says either it's FedEx or it's the warehouse. It's either one or the other, and it's not like you can go over there and just go pick it up. They're like, oh yeah, they'll try to deliver it once, and then they come at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's like, dude, I'm not here till 11 or another 9, and how it is. If you miss your delivery, you gotta like play like, hey, where's my well the guy's still out with the truck. I'm at your place. I want to get it now. But anyway, I haven't been up since 5 a.m. No. I've been up since 1:30 yesterday. So.
Oh yeah, for me it's 3. I woke up at 3 and just got myself in trouble by making a few bids, and then I'm hunting trade paperbacks for giveaways so I can put up cool stuff. I think I did do well with the Valkyrie. And I am going to try to get that.
We don't pronounce that version, that name. That's for the crappy other version. We go Valkyrie. This is Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. Okay.
Well,
Valkyrie.
If you're going to
Valkyrie air fighters.
If you're gonna snub someone, snub the Jane Foster. Don't snub that one.
Yeah, not even the original, the Brunhilde. Don't snub the original one, just the Jane Foster one. Exactly. Where it's not, because Brunhilde was one of the Valkyries. Jane Foster is the Valkyrie. All right. That being said, we have been here for an hour and 20. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for coming on, man. That was in the same boat. I'm bored. Let's do a live stream. What do you got going on? Let's.
Well, tonight, Extreme Movie Show around 8 Eastern. I'll be talking with Rob about Enter the Dragon. That's my first time watching reaction, and so far I'm not liking it. It might change. I still got like about another 20 or 40 minutes left. I think it's like an hour and 42 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another big chunk left to go. Hopefully it picks up with the fight scenes. You know, I am liking some of the characters. I like the fact that Jim Kelly's in there. John Saxon, who I kept thinking like,
yeah,
it's John Sable. No. They made it John Sable. That's him. No, I've been liking that. But after that, we're going to do the top. Zach and I will be talking about the top 5 comic books, plus the trades coming out this week as well. So stay tuned for that. We're on the Geeky Puppet Show.
Alrighty, I am going to do whatever I can. They actually, it was almost I couldn't get on this StreamYard because of the banking issues and such. So I need to. Anyway, that's behind the scenes stuff. If I'm home, I'll do something tonight as well. You kids, thank you very much for hanging out with us. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night or morning, day.